What's good, everyone? Welcome to week one of college football on Winning Picks Weekly. As always, here with me, I'm John. Here with me is Greg and Chip Murphy. And honestly, I just want to get straight into it. First, we got to talk about how Sam Hartman is about to challenge everyone for the Heisman. We're going to talk about Notre Dame and if anyone's mind has changed on that. And then we can get into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday college football.
Love it.
Love Sam Hartman. So I'm with you on that, with you on the Heisman thing. I was with you last year on Sam Hartman. So I'm all in on Sam. I love Sam.
Is it going to be this? I know I'm thinking way too far ahead, but is it going to be this Caleb Williams, Sam Hartman 1 and number 2 pick going on next year in the draft with Bo Nix sneaking in there at number 3?
You think Sam Hartman's going to be in? I don't even know. You guys would know way more about the NFL than me. So is Sam Hartman even an NFL guy? I don't know about that.
If he wins with Notre Dame, he's an NFL guy.
Yeah, I don't know if he's a first round guy, but yeah, I think he can make his way to the NFL. A lot of people have in the past few years. Not everyone's made to the actual roster, but
I hope he does. He's a winner, man. He's clearly I know the worry was that he was a system guy at Wake, but I know it was that look, Navy sucks, but dude, Sam Hartman's clearly legit, and he's the best quarterback they've had in a very long time, at least since Jimmy Clausen, probably more since Brady Quinn. I think he's better than Jimmy Clausen. So we'll see, man.
So let's go Sam Hartman. Looks like Caleb Williams has something to say about the Heisman himself. USC looking good. And let's jump right into Thursday. We have, in my opinion, what was going to be one of the most important games, one of the funner games to watch in Utah versus the Gators. That looks like it's not going to be as fun because Cam Rising is not playing. Greg, you still have a play on this game?
Yeah, I'm going with the under in this one. I thought the under was decent play before. It's obviously dropped to 44.5 now with no Cam Rising and tore his ACL in the Rose Bowl, I think, last year. So still working his way back from that. I liked Utah going into this. I like the under, man. Last year these guys played, I believe, and it was 2 years ago. It was ugly. It wasn't great, but it was a fun game at the end. I think this has all the makings for Thursday, starting off the season a little wonky, backup quarterback for Utah, an under 44.5. I think I got a few unders this week, and I think it's all just based on these guys kind of getting their feet underneath them. The first week, we're not sure exactly what we're going to see out of everyone. We saw with USC on week 0, like we thought they were going to come out storming. That defense looks terrible. So you never know what you're going to get. It might go to the over because the defense is bad, but I think these guys pride themselves, at least on Utah, I think a little bit more on the defense. So give me the under in that one, 44.5.
I can't believe
it's Florida's going to have trouble scoring for sure.
Wait, but okay, well, Chip, I want you to go off on that, but I also want you to talk to me about this -4.5 because we were talking about Utah a little bit, in the conference. If it's only 4.5 now, and we're not so confident about that without Cam Rising, is Utah about to lose the conference and get in week 1?
No, I think I have Utah -4.5. I think people are overreacting. I think it's been up and down for a while now, that line. It opened up at 10.5 and it was 7.5, I think, yesterday. We're recording on Wednesday, and it was 7.5 yesterday. It moved to 4.5 today with the Rising news, obviously. But I think Vegas has known, obviously, something's up with Rising for a while now, and that's why it's shifted so much. Utah, I don't think, has officially announced he's out, but I don't think they're going to lose. I think people are really overreacting because it's Florida. If they weren't playing the Florida Gators, people wouldn't be going so hard on this line. And I don't know, man. I just think Florida's not that good. Greg, you mentioned last year. Last year, the Gators had Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
And he did some really special things in that game. I agree with you. It's going to be ugly, but I don't know. I know I saw a couple people talking about Graham Mertz on Twitter and, how he may flourish in a new spot. And I know, John's guy, Bo Nix, has got a lot of people thinking that that's a thing now. And Michael Penix at Washington has got a lot of people think that's a new thing now. Guys who struggled going to new places. I'll believe it when I see it with Graham Mertz. We saw Michael Penix have some really good moments in Indiana. Same thing with Bo Nix at Auburn. I just don't say it with. I think you said the key word there. It's going to be ugly. Yeah,
Yeah.
Greg. Utah and Florida. That favors Utah big time. Florida, I think, will have a big time problem scoring. They have one of the toughest schedules in the country, Florida. I read an article yesterday. I think it was some guy from The Athletic was like, he doesn't think Billy Napier is going to make it through the season. I think it's going to be an ugly year for Florida. And I think Utah covers the 4.5, backup quarterback or not.
Okay. What else you got on Thursday?
I got all of the games on Thursday. I always love the Thursday and Friday games. I'm trying something different this year. Yeah, I always have just done, at least for this week, I have always done all the research, all the preparation, all that stuff, and look where it's got me. Yeah. So this week, I'm trying to just go with my gut and not overthink things and just be like, okay, this is what I thought I should do. I'm just going to go with it. So right away,
Dangerous territory.
yeah, hey,
Don't think, just throw, Chip. Just get it done. Get it on the board.
This is what I'm doing. Yeah. Utah minus 4.5. I already said. Nebraska +7. I love Nebraska. I love Matt Rule. Yeah. Okay. I know. But I love Nebraska, and that was my thing. Yeah. Right when I looked up, I researched, in Minnesota, it was like PJ Fleck's record as a home favorite is really good, and a lot of information says that I should be taking PJ Fleck in this situation, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to fade myself here and take Nebraska +7.
Oh, this is fine. That passes by me. Minnesota stinks. Nebraska's on the way up. You love Nebraska. Take them week 1. And once you fall flat on your face, then you'll learn to stay away from Nebraska.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. UCF -35.5 against Kent State. Kent State's probably going to be the worst team in the country. That's pretty self-explanatory. And then UConn +14.5 at home. I just like that. I think NC State's going to struggle at the beginning of the season with a new quarterback, and I think new offensive coordinator too. I know Brennan Armstrong will probably get better, but as the season goes along, but he's been banged up for a while. I think it'll take a minute to get going, and UConn has a pretty good home field advantage too. So I think it'll be a tough game for them.
Yeah, I know. UConn last year, I think, to start the season, killed me at Utah State. That was like one of my best bets. I was watching that game. They're definitely a much improved team. Who's their head coach there again, Chip?
Mora.
It's Jim Mora.
Yeah.
So definitely improved the program last year. Hopefully it takes that second step. I think they're selling a ton of tickets. They're kind of not just pushover like many teams have been. Many of their teams have been in the past. So 14 at home, I like that.
All right, let's jump to Friday. Greg, I know you have at least one game on Friday. What do you got?
I got Central Michigan +14.5. Gotta ride with my Mac boys. Gotta fade Chips, Michigan State. Battle for Michigan, Central Michigan, Michigan State. Give it to me 14.5 points to start the season for Central Michigan.
Love it.
Yeah,
Michigan State.
I knew you liked that one. I know you saw for Central Michigan. I know you hate Michigan State.
Yes,
so.
Exactly. I love that one. And I have that one too. So
yep. Why do you like to pick though, Chip, besides hating Michigan State?
Besides that, I also do like Central Michigan. Actually, it's not just about hating Michigan State and thinking that they're overrated again. I also do like Central Michigan. I like a lot of the MAC teams this year, but Central Michigan is one of the ones I typically like. They run the ball well always, and Michigan State's just always overrated. I know they blew them out, I think last year, but I think Central Michigan and Central Michigan's very well coached. Jim McElwain's very good coach, so I don't know. Nice. We'll see. Mm-hmm.
All right, for my Friday game, I am going with the Georgia Tech. Because number one, Louisville stinks. So I don't know why they're -8 and now they're -7.5 and why that's moving. That makes no sense to me. Plus the money line is +230 for Georgia Tech. We have 2 new coaches. They're playing at Mercedes-Benz Stadium where the Falcons play, so a neutral spot. They got smacked by Ole Miss last time they did this, so don't tell me they have experience playing. I don't know. And that was Matt Corral, who happened to have just got cut today by the Carolina Panthers. So tough look. I like Georgia Tech. They got the Texas A&M quarterback from the portal. Their running back's really good. Lamar Brooks, I think, is the defensive back, who's been a beast. So I'm gonna sneaky watch Georgia Tech this year. Plus 7.5. I think that's honestly a steal against Louisville.
I'm with you on that. I got that one. Georgia Tech. Yeah, I think I took Louisville's under. Yeah, and I think they're so overrated too. Yeah, I don't get. I know their schedule is weak, but it's the first season with Braum, and look at Braum's. Yeah, I mean, all the stuff that I said about him in our preview episode. Like, I think they're going to be totally overrated, and I love Georgia Tech here. People are forgetting that Georgia Tech actually ended last season pretty strong. So, I think Louisville's overrated. I agree with you on that.
All right, let's go. What do you have for the rest of Friday night, Chip?
Hawaii. I got. I loved them against Vandy, and I love them in this one.
Is that at Vandy? In that stadium?
This one is against Stanford.
Oh, okay.
The Vandy game was week 0. This one is at Hawaii too. I got Hawaii money line actually against Stanford.
I like that as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was thinking about taking the over too, but I think I'm getting a little greedy with that one. I'm just gonna stick with the money line there.
Okay. Is that it for Friday?
That's it for Friday. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. A little bit shorter slate. All right. I know that means Saturday's going to be a bit lengthy from your side of things. Greg, why don't you start us off some Saturday noon games that we should keep an eye out for, especially on the betting side of things?
Sure. I mean, first one, Chip mentioned on Thursday, or I think definitely on Friday, some big time favorites. I tried to stay away from those on the Thursday and Friday games, but I'm kicking off with Tennessee, minus 27 against Virginia. I just don't think Virginia is going to be very good. Tennessee obviously loses Hendon Hooker this past postseason or whatever into the draft. He's up in Detroit now, and you bring in Joe Milton, who has just, I think, one of the strongest arms, if not the strongest arm in college football. So, seen him throw the ball a few times. Accuracy's a problem. Getting the ball out on time is a problem. He has a lot of things to improve on, but I think this Tennessee team they're building something there. It's been a few years of success. I think they keep it going. 27.5 at home. First Saturday college football game at noon. Ready to roll, as some would say.
Chip, you have any thoughts on that, or you want to move on to another game?
I'm not betting that game, but I think Virginia's going to be terrible. I also think the Joe Milton hype is a little bit out there. We haven't seen him play an entire season very well yet, so I think that hype's getting a little out of control. I also think Virginia's going to be absolutely atrocious. So I don't think it's impossible that Tennessee covers that spread, especially at home. So
I just remember, was it Joe Milton 2 years ago when they played Pitt with Kenny Pickett? I think the two of them were just going back and forth. I can't remember if I'm making that game up in my head, but I just remember one day just watching it on my phone doing something else. I was just like, dude, they're going to score 100 points this game. They were just going down the field.
Might have been him, but I don't know. Before, I just like to see him put like a string of games together before we go crazy. I know he has the arm, but he's been in college for a long time. And
my dumb gambling brain, I can't get that one game out of my head, Chips. And maybe you're saving me from something.
I hear you. I'm going with my dumb gambling brain all week. So we'll see.
All right, give us another game that your dumb gambling brain has you betting at noon on Saturday, Chip.
Well, TCU minus 20.5. I just look at that and I'm like, so many people love Colorado and I don't get it. The whole team, it's a bunch of new guys that are thrown. I don't even care about Deion Sanders. It's a bunch of new guys that are being thrown together that don't know each other, that don't know how to play together. It's a coach that doesn't care if they get along or if they know how to play together. He's just
whoa. That's an accusation. That's uncalled for.
He said in an article today he doesn't care about I don't know, whatever the word, culture, not chemistry, culture. He doesn't care if they get along or if they're not. They don't need to be friends, obviously, but he doesn't care about the culture on the team. I don't know, man. I like TCU. Too many people are on Colorado for whatever reason. I want to hear why you like Colorado.
Okay, well, first of all, everybody from TCU is gone. So the TCU from last year just is not walking through that door. So I agree with you that I would like to fade the hype trade for Colorado, like taking the under for season total wins. So I'm with you there. But 20.5 is a little bit disrespectful in my opinion. We'll
To a
see
team that
how.
went 1-11 last year.
Yeah, it's just a completely different team, like you said. Like you just said, you can't compare last year's stats and then also at the same time tell me, oh, there are a bunch of new people put together, so who knows what's gonna happen. Like
Yeah, but you
either
have
or.
no idea what's going to happen. This has never been done before. That's my whole point. Like but I guess you think that's a good thing. I think that's a bad thing, right?
I
Is
mean,
that what
not long term, maybe not. I don't know. I don't believe in TCU at all.
Oh, okay. So that's what it's more that.
Yeah, and 20.5, we're talking that's a lot. That's a last year spread. Like last year, that spread would have been 20.5, maybe 27.5.
But don't you think maybe that says like maybe Vegas knows something about TCU? Maybe they're better than we think.
Nah, I'm going Colorado plus 20.5. Let's go. Greg,
Uh,
what do you think?
Yeah, I like Colorado too. I mean, I'm fading TCU as well. I think they got. I mean, just a ton of lucky wins. I think.
the TCU disrespect, man.
I mean, it's just a fact. I mean, a lot of close wins, I should say. Maybe not lucky. Maybe lucky is not the right word. They put themselves in a position to win the games. They actually went out there and won the games. But, I mean, you're talking about kicking field goals as time expired with no timeouts. Your team's running out there, getting set, kicking the ball. I mean, that's as close as it gets, Chip. So
They were in position to win the games, though.
yeah,
They were in
they
position to
were
win
with Max Duggan, who was good last year, but again, just got cut in the NFL. It's not anything special.
Well, he's not an NFL quarterback, but
Right. So, and they're replacing him. It's a new quarterback there. So it's just, I think to John's point, it's a little bit of like a hangover from last year with the spread. I think it should be closer to 14.
Listen,
And I
Travis
don't
Hunter gets one pick. This spread's done already.
Yeah, it's true. And again, Travis Hunter is the best player at the college level. I mean, we'll see how he plays at Colorado this year, but I mean, he was going to Florida State until Dion stepped in. Two-way player. He's absolutely electric at Jackson State last year. So let's see how he translates. I just like the upside here. I think like you said, John, I just think the line's a little off on this one. So I don't think they're going to win outright, but give me 21 points. I'll take that.
All right, give me another game
Okay.
here for the noon time.
I'll go quick and easy. Iowa under. We talked about that all last year. The number kept going lower.
We agree on that
lower.
one.
Yeah, give me under 40, 43, 44. I don't know how we're doing best bets this year. It is my first best bet of the card. I'm not sure if we're saving them all for the end or if we're doing them as we go, but I'm doing it as we go here. So give me Iowa under 43, 44, whatever you have the line at. Don't believe in Utah State. Don't believe in this Iowa offense yet. People are talking about how Iowa's offense was like obviously historically bad last year, and it's a little bit of a fluke that they should be averaging 13 to 14 more points per game. I'll just believe it when I see it. I mean, some of the spreads last year, some of the overs unders were in the, I think, 30s and stuff like that.
Wasn't
so
the Rutgers one in the 20s?
I think it was like 27,
close.
28.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So, here again, I think it's like a system reset. We're kind of talking about these things. Georgia Tech, not as bad as you think. It's not your normal Georgia Tech. TCU, maybe not as good as you think. I think, again, Iowa offense, not as good as you think. Give me the under in this 44.5. I think if they played this game 6 weeks from now, the over-under is like 36. So
who thinks they're good?
Yeah, I don't think anyone thinks the Iowa offense, even Kirk Ferentz doesn't think the offense is good. He's complimenting punters.
yeah, true.
Yo, the Iowa punter, I've had my eye on him for years, man. Once he does a 1-year deal, next year, baby. I was looking forward to him this year, but it might be a next year type deal. But that's for a different day, different story, different podcast.
Yep.
All right, I like Fresno State plus 4.5 over Purdue. That's the second game I'm taking in the noon, and that's it for noon for me. There's a lot of fun games to watch. Like I'm excited to watch the Penn State game. I'm excited to watch the UNC game. I'm excited to watch the Tennessee game, but I'm just not betting them this week. I like Fresno State 4.5. They're one of my sneaky, conference teams. So I'm taking them plus 4.5. Purdue stinks, man. I'm not worried about them. I know they're favorites in this game. I'm just taking Fresno State here.
Yeah, Purdue, new coach, lost a lot. That's a good one. I like that.
You guys got
I'm
anything
not-
else for the noon and flow it into the afternoon here?
Just Northern Illinois plus 8.5 against BC because I said I was going to bet BC, fade BC all year. Lame duck coach. I love fading that. The lame duck coach. I think
It's about
he's
the
on the way
principle.
out. Yeah, and I think Northern Illinois is actually pretty good. I also have a flyer on Northern Illinois to win the MAC. So, because every once in a while, Northern Illinois just wins the MAC. So,
Sure.
I think they can do it again this year. So, yeah, I like Northern Illinois plus 8.5. That's another noon game.
Greg, what else you got for
Is
for
UNC
noon
South
going?
Carolina noon or no? Is that later?
No, I don't.
Trying to find it. That's my next
That's
game.
3:30. I think that's a 3:30, isn't it? Or it might be a night game.
Just talk
That might
about it.
be.
Go ahead. What do you got on it?
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, it is a night game. UNC
Yes.
minus 2.5. I mean, South Carolina last year we talked about them a lot. It's a tough place to play at night. I don't know if 7:30 is necessarily night this early in the season. Defense was strong last year. Tons of injuries though, so they're getting some guys back. But I just think that UNC minus 2.5. I guess Carolina a little rivalry there. I'm not sure if Chip you have a feel on this one, but with is Drake May still there? Drake May's there. Like why
Drake May's there.
why is it only 2 points?
Wait, you're taking North Carolina or South Carolina?
North Carolina.
You're taking North Carolina. Yeah, that is. I guess it's strange that it's only 2.5 points. It is on a neutral field, though, right?
I believe
I think
so.
they're playing where the Panthers play.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got South Carolina money line. I'm a big South Carolina fan, big Shane Beamer fan, huge Spencer Rattler fan. That's just the kind of player I like, Spencer Rattler. I'm rooting for a guy like that to succeed. Like I have a flyer on him to win the Heisman. He's my guy.
Man.
I love Spencer Rattler.
That makes that Sam Hartman talking to me a little more diluted.
It's just a thing. I threw $5 on him to win the Heisman. It's just like a joke with me and my brother. Like,
it's like me taking Jared Verse. I got you.
Yeah. I like the guy. I'm rooting for him to do well. I think he's going to do well. And also, look, there's a reason UNC is only favored by 2.5, Greg. Their defense is atrocious. Like every year it's been bad under Mac Brown. I think Spencer Rattler should have a good game. Like a really good game. I know they lost their running back in the portal. That's probably going to be tough. And South Carolina had a good season last year, but they had an easier schedule. Their schedule is going to be harder this year, but I don't know. There's a reason it's only 2.5. I think they're just as good as UNC. I don't know. I was tempted to take the plus 2.5, but I decided to just take the money line. I think South Carolina wins it.
Yeah, I think UNC. I think May is the deodorant to UNC. I think UNC is pretty bad this year. I think they're gonna fall off. But it would be really crazy if they lose week 1 again in college football, especially. You lose one game and it's over for the most part. So UNC could lose their season in week 1. It's just a crazy bet to take. But yeah, especially because it's only 2.5. It's really like you have to win the game.
Could wreck his Heisman campaign too if they lose too much early.
Yeah, and it can hype up your Spencer Rattler.
Spencer Rattler.
Campaign. All right, let's move on a little bit here. Wait, Greg, you want to talk about Penn State?
Yes, absolutely. Penn State minus 20. Oh, I like minus 20.5. My best bet though is the under 50.5. We've talked about it. I talked about it earlier. I'm going heavy on the unders here. First week of the season. West Virginia, I talked about it in our preview. I just don't think they're going to be very good this season. I get it's probably going to be they're going to start as strong as they possibly can. So it's going to be a little bit of a tough battle. But I just think Penn State, if this defense is legit, if this team's legit and they have, their sights on, postseason play here and Big Ten wins, they're going to have to handle West Virginia. They're going to have to keep it low scoring. So under 50.5 is going to be my second best bet of the day here for Penn State.
All right,
I like that one too.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Penn
I got
State.
Penn State there.
Yeah, I mean, I got Penn State winning the conference, so I'm all over Penn State. Penn State can't be losing games to West Virginia. They can't be keeping it close to West Virginia. And hopefully a team like West Virginia can't score on them. Like that's how you put a dominant game.
Yep. Yeah, I'm hoping
cool
it
with
looks a
that.
whole lot like Notre Dame.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Chip,
Another
what else
lame
you
duck
got for
coach,
us?
by the way. Are we doing night games or 3:30?
Yeah, we're
games?
into the night. We're into the night.
Night games. I got UTSA money line against Houston.
I love that. I have that as well.
Yeah, that line's been really weird. At one point, Houston was the favorite. Now UTSA is the favorite again, but only slight favorite. They're -1.5. I don't understand
Yeah, I
why.
have them at +1.5. That's weird.
On DraftKings right now, they're -1.5. Yeah, see,
Yeah,
the
no, I
line's
took
real.
them.
That line's really weird.
I took
I
them
don't.
9 days ago.
Oh yeah, well that makes sense. Yeah, Greg
Pretty
said
big line move.
you don't know why Carolina's favored by 2.5. I don't get why
Yep.
UTSA would be underdogs 9 days ago against Houston. I think Houston's going to be bad. I think UTSA is going to be really good. They played, I think it was 2 years ago, maybe maybe it was last year. They had that thrilling overtime game. It was multiple overtimes. UTSA should have won that game. Houston stole that game. It's a revenge game. I like UTSA a lot. They're an underrated team. I think they win this one. I think Houston's going to be bad. And Dana Holger's been, I think, hot seat coach for next year too.
I love that. Greg, what another game? Give it to me.
All right. Oh, let's just keep it with the big names and the big unders. I mean, I like Alabama. I like Alabama under 51. Again, another thing, I think this Alabama team goes back to a little bit more old school Alabama, not the stuff we've seen over the last 5 years. I think we see a defensive first Alabama. I think we see a run the ball second Alabama. And then the passing game comes in when you need it, Alabama. So I talked about in our preview, I like Alabama this season. So yeah, give me the under again the first week of the season. Not sure exactly what to expect out of this Alabama offense. So under 51 against Middle Tennessee. I mean, if Middle Tennessee scores 14 points, there's a problem. So give me Alabama.
Yeah, that would be a problem if they score 14.
I don't think they're going to score 14.
Yeah. So yeah, give me the under 51.
Okay. Yeah, I think Bama's going to roll on that one too. I have Bama -39.5. I love the big favorites week 1, especially Bama. I know, like you said, it's a question mark, their quarterback situation, but I love that. I got Wisconsin -27.5 against Buffalo too, for the same reason. Ooh. I think they'll come out strong week 1 with Fickell. I like that one.
Okay. I mean, I like Wisconsin to win the West, but I feel like that's a lot of points for them. Yeah, I feel like
it is, but they're playing a new offense. They're not playing the same typical boring run all the time Wisconsin offense.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm
so
going with
whole new system, whole new personnel, all that stuff. That's good in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Down south to Colorado, it's a huge red flag.
Well, it's not whole new personnel. It's not 80 new players at Wisconsin.
So it's even worse. So it's personnel for a system that we're not running anymore.
Wait, well, hold on. Are you comparing Deion Sanders, who's never coached a Power 5 game before, to Luke Fickell, who was in the playoff 2 years ago? It's a completely different situation.
The guys in the locker room, who would you rather have, 80 new guys or 20 new guys and 60 guys that are here to run the ball and play defense, and you're trying to run an air raid offense?
80 new. I would not have 80 new guys. First of all, I don't know what Colorado's offense is, but
no one does. That's
yeah. Nobody, I don't think they do, but that's
throw Travis Hunter the ball a lot.
Yeah, I guess. But no, I think Luke Fickell brought in a lot of new guys for the air raid offense too. I don't think it's all guys from last season. So I think he did a lot of work in the portal. I think it's a lot of new guys.
Okay.
He brought in Mordecai from SMU to run the offense specifically.
What a name.
Great name.
Yeah, I love it. I like Wisconsin too. I'm just busting your chops, Chip.
I know.
I love Luke Fickell. Don't get me wrong. I love Cincinnati for years. Shout out Sauce. So I think they're going to be good. I just don't know about week 1, so I'm staying away.
Shout out Sauce. It sounds ridiculous.
I'm on him right away.
Shout out Sauce.
Shout out Sauce.
Shout out Sauce.
Keeping it Sunday night-ish, Sunday evening. I got a battle for the Fun Belt brewing, boys, and I feel like I'm on the wrong side, but I can't quit the green wave.
I
Give me
know. I'm
Tulane
with you,
minus
man.
6.5.
I'm with you,
South
actually.
Alabama's supposed to be good. South Alabama's supposed to be this. South Alabama's supposed to be that this season. Their over-under's 8. Green wave, baby. They rewrote it all the way last year. I think I had them week 1. I think I bet them 10 times last year, it felt like. I was taking Tulane. Tajay Spears over in Tennessee now. Incredible get for them. Dude, I like Tulane. My 6.5. Their defense was stout last year. I think they're going to be good again this year. Quarterback stayed. Offense, I think, looks okay. South Alabama, I'm hearing a lot about South Alabama. I just don't know what I got with them. So give me what I know. Tulane minus 6.5.
I love Tulane minus 6.5. It's on my card.
It scares me though, right? Like what the 6.5. I feel
Yeah,
like Vegas was just begging you to take it.
Not only that game and the Coastal Carolina plus 14.5 and plus 480 money line. I mean, it doesn't make any sense versus UCLA. UCLA stunk last year, and they had their number 1 running back and number 1 quarterback go to the NFL. Like their defense was incredibly bad. Like their offense was fun to watch. It was potent. Their defense was so bad. They have no business beating teams. If you could stop their offense even twice, you win the game. Like, because their defense is horrible. So 14.5 sounds insane to me. It makes no sense. I love Coastal, but it's in that they're in the same boat with me for Tulane. I'm just gonna put them in a parlay and just watch, because either I'm completely wrong on both of them or I'm completely right about both of them. And I really don't think it's because it's the same exact logic. We've been watching them for, I don't know, 3 years now, both these teams. And every time they lose somebody, everyone tells me it's over, and it's never over. They have good, solid programs at this point.
No, I don't know too much about South Alabama at all, to be honest. But I don't have Tulane on my card, but I'm thinking about putting them on there now. I love Coastal in that game, so always like Coastal. I may put something on them to win, but I love the 14.
Sprinkle.
Yeah, I love the 14.5 though. UCLA did reload. Yeah, they got a really good running back from the MAC. And just took a nice mid-major running back, obviously. But yeah, they did lose a lot. I think they're going to be good. But it is the first game with a new quarterback, and I think they're playing 3 quarterbacks. So I think it'll be weird. That opened up much higher. I think it opened up like 3 points higher and went down a lot. So I know what you said, John. Like, a lot of people are on Coastal here. And that does make me a little bit nervous, but I think Coastal's really good. I know Coastal has a new coach, but they did promote from within. So it's a guy who knows the system. Grayson McCall's a great quarterback. I'm confident. I know they're going on the road, but I'm confident in this team.
Yeah, going across the country, but they've had 3 months to get there, so I'm not too worried for week 1. I put Coastal Carolina. I whipped myself into such a frenzy over this. I threw them in a couple parlays for the Sun Belt. So yeah, I mean, I'm with you on Coastal Carolina as well.
Yeah, and this is a 10-15 game. So this is like, late night, trying to get back in here. Take Coastal Carolina 14.5. You bank on that money line. Hope for a miracle to get you back after a tough Saturday, right? You bet 30 games like in Chip's philosophy.
Yes.
Don't think, just bet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd also take the BYU. I'd also take the BYU over 47. I like where BYU is headed this year. Only thing is, I don't know if Sam Houston is going to score points. Hopefully they do. The spread is 19.5, which probably means 47 is right on that mark. So it's probably going to end at 46, but I'm taking the over. Again, 10-15 game, 10-30 game. I'm going to be going back and forth between ESPN, Coastal Carolina, UCLA, and FS1, Sam Houston, BYU. Be rooting for Coastal Carolina and just points in BYU. So that's going to be a fun parlay for me. That's going to be fun Saturday night for me, because like that's when college football's back, man. When it's just like 10:30, a game's about to start, and that when you wake up the next day, there's going to be Sunday football. I mean, it's
Oh,
It's coming.
It's
It's
incredible.
coming, man. It's
it's
coming.
incredible.
It's
Dude,
coming.
today when I was putting this together, I'm not even joking. Like my palms were getting sweaty. Like I'm ready to go. Like I was listening to the Pat McAfee show, and he was talking about football, and he was getting me hyped up. And I was putting this together. I was putting the NFL preview together. I'm ready to go. I'm ready for football. We're almost here. The beautiful thing about college this weekend being standalone is we do get some Sunday games.
Yeah.
We do get some college Sunday games. So does anyone else have anything for Saturday? Because if not, I want to talk a little Sunday.
I don't think just Vatek. Vatek minus 16 against ODU.
Love that. Love
That is
that.
it.
Third and final best bet for me. I know Chip's going to love this one. I don't know if I'm saying that sarcastically or seriously. Rutgers minus 6.5 against Northwestern.
Yes, me too.
Northwestern is just
Me
so bad.
I'm taking
You
it.
have to bet Rutgers as a 7-point favorite. I never thought I'd see the day, but it's here. A Big Ten
want it.
matchup where Rutgers is 7-point favorites.
I
Give me
never
Rutgers.
thought I'd hear you guys bet Rutgers
Today's
ever,
the day, baby.
ever
6.5.
in anything.
I'm
But
so ready.
Northwestern is going to be that bad. They really are going to be that bad.
I'm
Those
so
tickets are going to
ready
be
for
so
Rutgers,
cheap
man.
and easy to get. I may actually go to that game because
They are.
they're
Even
just going to be that cheap.
Even I have gotten messages from alumni like, "Yo, you want to go to the Rutgers
Yeah,
Northwestern
you wanna
game? I know
go.
you like college football." I was like, "I don't like it that much, man. I want
Yeah.
to watch it on my television so I can watch real games."
Yeah, if it wasn't on Sunday, I mean, there's no way I would go to that on a Saturday, of course. But yeah, Rutgers
Rutgers is the only college football game I've been to, besides obviously Albany games, and then
Me too.
growing up we went to Army games. But
yeah, there's
my-
not a lot of places around here to
yeah,
go.
my grandfather was like, they got this running back. We have to go see him. So we went down to a Rutgers game.
Was Ray right?
Ray Rice?
It was Ray Rice. Turned out to be a bad guy, but it was Ray Rice. It was cool at college.
Not
It was
such a
cool
great
at
guy.
college. It was fun to watch.
You know, it's funny. I went to
Yeah.
a Ray Rice game too. I also went to USC UCLA last year. Caleb Williams,
Oh, that's sick.
and
DTR.
yeah, DTR, and the running back, Zach C.
Charbonnet.
Charbonnet.
Yeah. So that was fun. But yeah, the defense was atrocious in that game.
Yeah.
Like
All
every
right, what do you
USC
got? What do you
game.
got for? What do you got for Sunday, Chip?
Duke plus 13 against Clemson.
That would be phenomenal for me. That would be phenomenal. Show Clemson what's good. And I've always been a Duke fan, honestly, since Daniel Jones. But that's neither here nor there.
You've been a Duke football fan since Daniel Jones, really?
We've been watching it and betting it because they cover spreads, Chip.
Yeah, but Mike Elko, I think, is legit, and they covered last year. They were good last year. Like
Cover
legit,
spreads. That's all we
yeah.
need. I don't care if they
Yeah.
win football games.
Well, they covered spreads when Cutcliffe was the coach. Even they always did. But no, I don't despise Clemson, but Dabo, I would love to see Dabo get humiliated always. Obviously, they're not going to lose this game, but I would love to see Duke keep it close. I think Elko's a great coach. He's a great defensive coach. And it's this Klubnik kid's first start. Like, there's no guarantee that he's going to come in here and dominate right away. I know he's a 5-star recruit, but it's going to be a tough game. Like, Elko is going to have a good defense. Duke brought a lot of guys back from that defense from last year that was really good. So it's going to be a tough game for him. So
Give me that loss. Give me that loss and open it up for Florida State, baby. Week one.
No way. I think Duke's defense is going to be good. I think Clemson's defense is going to be good. So I got the under 55.5.
Yeah, the under's a good play too. I think it'll go under that. I'm surprised the total is that high.
Yeah.
Not bad. Okay. What else? What do you got from me, Chip? Sunday,
I got Florida State plus 2.5.
Talk to me about this game, man, because this game, I'm not going to bet it. This is going to be I just need to lay back and watch some college football because the winner of this game, I just mentioned FSU, but I also have LSU. I mean, the winner of this game is going to change everything for me. So I'm very excited about it.
This is one of the biggest games of the college football season. Like, whoever loses this game needs to run the table for the rest of the year, or they're done. Especially Florida State. I was tempted to take Florida State money line, but I do think LSU is really, really good, and also it's obviously a revenge game for them. Florida State is I believe, second or third in returning production overall. They're top 5, I know. They just got everybody back, man. I love that stat, especially for week 1 returning production. And they brought back all of their top guys pretty much. Travis is obviously back. Verse is obviously back. I don't know. I think Norvell's done a great job. He added a lot of guys in the portal too. I don't know. This is the most loaded Florida State team in a long time. I don't think it's going to be an easy game for them by any means. I think LSU is really good. But part of me is also like, is LSU a little overrated because they're in the SEC? Are we really overvaluing them a little bit? I also have a pick on them to win the SEC because of this game. So I don't look stupid.
Gambling brain syndrome.
Yeah, because I'm like, if LSU comes out and spanks Florida State, well, at least I have them to win the SEC too. Like, then I don't look that stupid. So yeah, I'm taking Florida State here.
Yeah, I'm with you, John, just sitting back and watching. I'm going with the over 55, over 56, whatever the line is. I just want to see a good game. I want to see points. So that's what I'm rooting for.
All right. There's one game that I missed on Saturday, and it's actually one of my best bets here, and it's Texas Tech -14 over Wyoming. That hopefully should be a blowout. Tyler Show, the best quarterback in the Big 12. I don't know, maybe. Wyoming
better than Quinn.
It's possible. All right, top 2.
Yeah,
maybe.
Wyoming stinks. So give me a -14. I think that'll be a blowout. I'll be surprised if Wyoming gets 14 points, but we'll see. Texas Tech defense supposed to be the best in the league, right? In the Big 12 at least. Texas Tech. I don't know. This could be a big year for them.
Texas Tech's going to be good. I like the under in that game because I agree with you. I think Wyoming's going to really struggle.
And that's pretty much it for me for my week 1 college football. Did we miss any games for you guys?
I don't think so.
Oh, let's go. Maybe on every single one.
Oh, Akron. I got Akron +10 because I'm.
What time is that game?
2:00. They're playing Temple. But I'm betting Akron all year. I took their
2:00 tip off.
Yeah, I took their over win total, so I'm betting them all year. I don't care. Love Akron.
Hey man, no judgments here. I have a bunch of FIBA group that changes parlays that all hit right now, so I'm just as hyped as you are. So no judgments on Akron versus Temple week 1 football.
Mm-hmm.
But that pretty much does it for our Winning Picks Weekly NCAA week 1 slate. Let us know what you guys got. I am so excited to keep track of our bets. I'm so excited to figure out what we did wrong this week, what we learned, how we're going to fix it for next week, which teams we absolutely hate and will never bet again, which teams we absolutely love, which games we are so mad that we didn't take because it was so obvious. I'm so ready to get back into football. But as always, we're on the Knicks, Jets, ETC period YouTube. Subscribe and like for us. That would be huge. We have the Jets playlist. We have the Winning Picks Weekly playlist, and we have a Knicks playlist going on. Hit us up, Twitter @ChimMurphy7.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Winning Picks Weekly, and @JMeleka. All right, peace out.